You're using Reagan's Zoom account, and I'm using Stephanie's Zoom account.
How's everybody?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing fine.
Man, I didn't think you were gonna make it. So like, it was a cool little, like when you watch those cool superhero movies and out of nowhere, dun 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 dun.
I'm not that cool.
That was the vibe I got, man. That was the excitement I got. I felt it. You can't tell me I didn't feel that. I felt that.
I was hoping you'd have on one of your costumes.
I should have.
What's with these costumes? Tell me more about the costumes.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, we just had Christmas, and Johnny had these Chewbacca costumes for him Steven to wear.
Yeah, man, y'all look like y'all had a lot of fun at Christmas. I went back and did some. I was looking at y'all's Facebook, and y'all cut loose. Y'all got weird.
Yeah, we had to. We didn't have any gigs, so we got together and did some of these videos. We've got a new videographer. Her name's Alex. She's awesome, and she's not super familiar with our stuff. We just met her 2 years ago. And so she's been kind of going through our old stuff, being like, why don't you have a video for this song? Or why don't you do this, that, or the other thing? So we've kind of been letting her call the shots since about, I don't know, fall last year. If she wants to make a music video and nobody really opposes it, we do it. And it's kind of been fun because she's taking a fresh look at everything we've done. So we just kind of had fun letting her run the show, and she wanted to make a bunch of Christmas videos. So we did it, and we just had fun with it.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching y'all and seeing Johnny dress up as the Wookiee we all knew he could be. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Man, I'm kind of already recording because I always hate it whenever I have a pretty cool conversation and it doesn't get recorded because we all turn on interview mode whenever the interview starts. Yeah. So let's just start this. How are you guys doing? We'll start it as we should, not knowing what to do with our hands. These are always fun.
I made a Talladega Nights joke at a social distancing baby shower, and nobody got it because I guess that movie's old now. Everyone was wearing these face shields, and you could design the face shield, like happy baby shower or whatever. And I wrote Fig Newtons on the front because, man, I love Fig Newtons. And everybody gave me the dumbest look the whole day. Nobody understood until I was like, remember the movie Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell? And they were like, oh, yeah, that's hilarious. I'm like, it's not hilarious. If I had to explain this to you.
Will Ferrell, kind of a funny guy.
Yeah,
he's in a movie. He's been in a few movies. Well, I want to check in with y'all and personally. So after all the craziness that happened last year and all the insanity that happened last week, how are y'all holding up right now?
Dude, everything over here has been pretty fine. We lost power occasionally, and just kind of getting water was a little bit different. But everything's okay. And just like Texas, it's going to be 80 degrees today. So, like, it makes no sense. If you were to, I have like family that lives in Arizona, and they were checking in on me and seeing like how everything was going. I was like, if you were to show up right now, you would not even know that anything even happened last week. Yeah. Besides like everything last year and then now, and we're only in February, which is crazy. I think we're doing all right, but for the most part, I think most of us are just ready to get back. You know, James, because you're a musician as well. So we're just ready to get back to work and do stuff like we normally do.
Yeah. The live music, like whenever y'all practice, do you just kind of feel like, I can't wait to get this back out? Because y'all been doing some shows.
Seems like once, I don't know. I've been telling people without actually knowing the numbers, it feels like we're doing about a quarter of the amount of the shows that we usually do. And they'll come in bunches. Like this weekend, we've got 2, and it feels like a little bit of a normal week. But then I don't think we've had a gig for like, what, Johnny, like almost 3 weeks now, or maybe even longer.
It's been about a month since we've all got together and been able to, we had an opportunity last week. We had to move that just because we didn't know if the roads were going to be good. And it's just one of those things that like, we're not like having the opportunity to do everything every week where we kind of keep like our motor going.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Kind of got to go start the car in the driveway a little bit and just make sure it works, or like the old boat,
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to just play as much as possible. Practice or rehearse or just get together. Because we do enjoy hanging out together, and that is kind of the other tough side, is you kind of feel like you haven't seen your friends in a while. So just get together, play music, jam. There's plenty of songs we could work up and learn, and plenty to talk about. And so yeah, we miss getting together.
Well, I had one of the coolest mornings on my radio show when I got to make the announcement that Johnny Cooper had joined Prophets and Outlaws. To me, it was one of the greatest combos ever. Soul with soul. That's a whole lot of soul. So, what brought this gathering? How did you guys get together?
Blackmail.
It works. Knock it, but it works.
Great. If you got the right beef on somebody, you can. Johnny's been playing. I don't know. We've known about Johnny since we were in college. Like I don't know. We've been looking up to Johnny, even though he's younger than us. He's always had we've always known about Johnny. He's got legendary status in the red dirt scene, and we just ran into him on an acoustic show, and we were doing like a song swap in Ardmore, and we just got to talking, and he kind of threw out. I don't remember if I asked you, Johnny, or if you just told me that you'd been playing bass in another project, and then my ears kind of perked up, like, oh, you play the bass, you slap at a bass man. And we had our bass player CJ, who we had forever. He just left the band, and so we were kind of scrambling. We just dropped a new album, or fixing to drop a new album, like any week that we decided, and we didn't have a bass player. And so we got to talking with Johnny, and he actually, to his credit, his musical ability, he learned like probably 80% of our entire catalog in like a month, maybe like a little more than a month before his first gig. And then he's singing everything on top of it all. So this dude, like, he probably knew like one of our songs a little bit. The rest of them he had to like just go learn. And dude's got mad chops. He's awesome. We love Johnny. We love hanging out with Johnny more than all of that too. And that's the thing. It was just like a good fix. He's like a good dude, good pal, and he doesn't smell too bad. So.
Well, that's what I was getting at, is that it seems so natural for you guys to come together, your styles. I've seen Johnny work on other projects, and every time it always seems as though it pushes him in a different direction, but it's also something familiar at the same time. I know you did stuff with Justin Ross, and that project, incredible sound, sounded a little bit different, but again, at the same time, something very Johnny. So seeing you with Prophets and Outlaws, very, very cool combo. I love that. How is the writing process? Like, are you guys working on new music right now during this time?
Well, we just put out a new single that is something that Matt worked on with Pat Green and, of course, George Dunham, and it's called A Little Bit of Love. You need to check it out. It's a great single that kind of came out of nowhere. It's something that Matt, I think, y'all were all on the golf course together, just kind of hanging out one day, and Pat had this idea for like a song, and I think they all three just kind of ran with it and came up with this amazing song. And it kind of got put away for a while, and they decided to bring it back up, and now we have like a brand new single that kind of really fits for what's going on with everything in the world right now. But at the time, it kind of just got put aside, and it made sense now. And I got to be playing bass on it and singing some harmony vocals, and it was really a lot of fun to be a part of like this whole studio. It's my first time with Prophets and Outlaws to be in a studio with them. So it was a lot of fun to kind of see how all this stuff came together within 3 days. Like 3 days, we got everything done and came up with this amazing song.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the new single, Little Bit of Love. I love the message behind it. It is something that I think we all need right now. I also love the efforts that you didn't just make a single. You didn't just grab Pat Green. You guys went above and beyond. You have something called the Little Bit of Love Foundation that you've started. Over $10,000. I went to that. Over $10,000 you have raised. Let us know a little bit about that, how it ties in with the project.
I'm getting goosebumps hearing you talk about it because we're so proud of it and excited. And I've been telling George Dunham who we wrote the song with, I've never had a song released before that had such a positive message, and we can do a lot of good by spreading the song around. And the idea was just, how can Prophets and Outlaws, this little outfit, help anybody? Like, we can't play music right now. We can't gig. We can't do any benefit concerts. Like, what can we do? So we had this song that we'd written, and it'd been sitting there, like Johnny said. And George gave me a call before Christmas, and they were about to go on a break at work for a few weeks. And he's like, let's go in the studio with Prophets and Outlaws. Let's record this thing. And we started doing it. Johnny was right. We worked it up in 3 days. Usually this takes months and months, but we just threw it all together. George called me and said, Pat wants to sing on it, and we were like, okay, that would be amazing. And then we thought, how can we give back? And the North Texas Food Bank was just in my mind. We had a connection through family, so we just gave them a call or an email. We were like, how can we help? And they said, it's really easy to set up a donation link, and you guys put it up on the website and then just promote it. So we started doing that. We went on George's radio station in Dallas, The Ticket, and we went on a few other Texas music radio stations. And yeah, in the first week, we raised over $10,000. And we're going to keep the link up for the length of the song, just see how much. I mean, honestly, if you donate $1, it gets 3 meals for somebody that needs it. And it's not, you should see these lines, the people in line. It's all different types of cars and classes of people. It's Mercedes Benzes. It's, brand new cars. It's people are just in a hard way right now in all classes. And it's a lot to do with COVID. It's a lot to do with the storms that came through Texas. There's all the reasons. And that's why the North Texas Food Bank does such good work, and something we can really get behind. I'm a big fan of food. And I can't even imagine. I've got little kids too, and I can't even imagine if I couldn't. I couldn't even fathom how I would feel if I couldn't get them food. I really honestly am fortunate enough. I can't even get there in my mind how hard that would be. And I know that there's a lot of people struggling with that. And so, yeah, we raised a lot of money for them, and I hope we can keep it going. And James, if you keep getting the word out, I mean, thank you very much. And I think that would be the best way we could help people and spread a little bit of love.
That's greatness. I absolutely loved it. I love the video. Y'all look like you were having some fun. I also saw the outtakes. That was even more fun for me. I'm a fan of bloopers. So
yeah, they're always the best.
Fun.
My favorite thing of the bloopers is just every now and then Matt just going.
The Chuck Berry little duck walk was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw that a few times. Great.
I just thought of that. Didn't even practice.
Well, you're going to be back on tour and, getting back on the road, kind of finding that groove again. What's next for the band? Any other music that you've got planned, or just kind of ride the touring thing for right now? Or?
Well, we're excited to get back on the road. It seems like things are opening up slowly. We have gigs this weekend in Azle, Texas at Cocktails on Friday, and we will be at the Iron Horse in Wichita Falls on Saturday. We'll be at Larry Joe Taylor Fest in April, and we'll be we're heading back to South Texas soon. We'll be out in East Texas and Lindale soon, and then we got more dates coming in. So it seems like things are starting to open up. We're gonna promote A Little Bit of Love as a single over the next few months, try to raise more money for the North Texas Food Bank. And we've always got songs in the hopper. We've always got songs we want to do and work on. We actually haven't gotten to write that much, Johnny. So that was the one thing I was like, we'll always have a song that we want to record, but it would be fun to just, I want to just go jam with no songs in mind, just come up with some stuff and just see what happens. And that's probably the next thing I'm excited to do. But we just got to get back together and get practicing. So that'll happen soon enough.
What he's not telling you is Matt has a bunch of these songs that him and Steven, the guitar player, Steven Gookheimer, they have like a bunch of songs that are just like laying out here that have slightly been recorded, but have never really got the life. And that's true. Like one of the first things that we ever did was Matt was living in an apartment, and we all showed up together just to hang out and try to write some songs. And so I've been like writing on the side, like of songs that I think would be perfect for Prophets and Outlaws. And I think they're doing the same thing. And we just need to take this whole like catalog together, and we'll have like a new record here pretty soon. No pressure, Matt, but you're the best like lead singer I've ever seen in my entire life. This dude wakes up at 8 o'clock in the morning and can sing perfectly. It blows my mind every time that I get to be on stage with this dude. But we have a lot of stuff that we just really hadn't had a chance to sit down and put it all together. And once we get that opportunity, I think it's just going to get pretty ridiculous.
Amen, brother.
I'm looking forward to that. That's what I'm talking about. The soul. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys. I want to have a little fun with you. I'm going to play a quick game with you. I call it Yes or BS. I thought today, since you're talking to me from the Outlaw, I'm talking to the Prophets and Outlaws. We're going to do some stuff about outlaws. I'm going to say a sentence. You tell me, yes, it's true, or BS. I just made it up. Either way, Here we go. First one, James Younger Gang. The James Gang was the name given to the group that ran with a famous gunslinger, James Earl Jones. Yes or BS?
BS.
BS.
BS from both of you. It was BS. James Earl Jones was the voice of Mufasa in Darth Vader. It was actually J.C. James and his brother's gang. So, all right, you already 1 for 1. Let's see if you can keep it up. Next statement, Dr. John E. Osborne made shoes, a medicine bag, and an ashtray out of the skin and the skull of an outlaw named Big Nose George Parrott. Yes or BS?
Ooh.
I could believe it. I don't want to commit to yes yet, but it's believable enough for me, Johnny. What do you think?
I think yes. That sounds believable.
Yeah, I would believe that.
It was yes. My favorite part of this is that his nickname was Big Nose, and his real last name was Parrot. It's a funny thing. All right, final one. You 2 for 2. Here we go. Last one. Let's see if you can close it all up. When legendary law dog Wyatt Earp was indicted in 1871, it was for horse theft. He skipped town and fled to Kansas. Yes or BS?
Wyatt Earp. I don't see why that would be bad. I think yes. I could see that being true. I was thinking maybe Wyatt Earp was in a different time, but like maybe later than that. But I guess yes. I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm going with yes.
This is big. This is big.
3 for 3. You got it. Congratulations. Prophets and Outlaws, 3 for 3 on yes or BS. You can check out the crew this Saturday. They're going to be in Wichita Falls at the Iron Horse Pub. Bring all that positivity. Make sure to pop in lockets right there and then bring it back. And then, little shoulder at the end. Shania shoulder shake. Here it is. Down, 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 down. All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. You guys take care.
See you, James.